Hey everybody, Mr. Hames here. Welcome to another school year, 2021. Hope you enjoyed your summer. I, for one, had a great summer, nice and relaxing after a crazy school year last year. One morning I woke up to an email from a couple of my students that I had last year asking this question.
Hi, Mr. Hames. It's been a while. It's been like a whole summer.
Long time.
Me and Ellie just found something out about physics and science and stuff. There's this thing, right? And you go back on it. This is what we found out. First, buckle up for safety, because that's number one rule. So what I found out is that basically, if you lift your arms up while you're back, your weight shifts, so then you go down. And if you put them up, you go up. So when you do this, they're down, not very far, and then you raise them, you slowly go more down and down and down and down and down and down. And then if I want to get it back up, I can go woo. And that's what my question is. Do your hands weigh that much to move you like that?
Now, first of all, Maggie, Ellie, thank you for your question. I love that in the middle of the summer, you're thinking about me answering a question that you could have easily Googled. Seriously, that means a lot, and your question's a good one. Your question has to do with, of course, balance, but something I'd like to define as the center of gravity. That has to do with your body's equilibrium or center of mass. That point where if we get past it, we get off balance and we fall. Now, everybody's build is a little bit differently, but everybody has, when they stand upright, somewhere in the center of their body-ish, something called the center of gravity. That's that focal point that's like the tipping point on a teeter-totter. If you get past it, it falls, but if you can hold that point, it remains in equilibrium. Now, we do have the power to shift and control that center of mass or center of gravity. You witness this in the Olympics when you see a gymnast flipping around. They're able to stay under control even though their body is contorting and flipping and tumbling all over the place. More simply put, and something I'm a little more capable of doing, is yoga. You've seen different yoga poses that look kind of unnatural, but really they are very natural movements. And what you're doing is you're balancing by shifting your center of gravity around. Maybe you're putting a leg up or bending your back or putting your arms in a certain position that is actually slightly moving that center of gravity. So, think about what's happening when you, Maggie, get on that inversion table, right? When you first get onto the table is positioned so your center of gravity is just barely over kind of the center of balance or the focal point on that, we'll call it teeter-totter or inversion table. Now your arms are down, but when you start to move your arms up, you're actually slightly shifting your center of gravity upward. And since you're on a table, your center of gravity is getting past that tipping point or that fulcrum on the teeter-totter. It's going to the other side of the center of balance. So if your center of gravity shifts to the other side of that fulcrum or that tipping point, your body's going to fall to the other side. Most of your mass has moved over to the other side of the teeter-totter. However, if you put your arms back down, that center of mass comes back down closer to your legs, and now you have more weight, more mass on the bottom side, and you flip back upright. So simply by moving your arms, even though your arms are only about 7% of your total body's weight or mass, it's just enough to move that center of gravity from here up to here a little bit and tip you over the edge. A much simpler example to explain would be something like talking about a teeter-totter. I already mentioned that, but think about what you do in a teeter-totter. Very simple example. I drove around all over the place looking for a playground that had a teeter-totter on it, and they've all been taken out probably because of safety issues. Fun side fact, I was always the smallest kid on the playground growing up, and I'd be the one getting launched in the air off the teeter-totter. Luckily, I never had any broken arms or limbs. But a teeter-totter or seesaw is very simple. It's a balance. You put one person on one side and one person on the other side, and if they have a similar weight or mass, gravity acts upon them equally and they balance perfectly. However, if you have somebody with more mass or who is heavier or larger in weight, they're going to weigh down the teeter-totter the other side. So the little guy like me gets skyrocketed up in the air. However, you can correct this by taking one of the people and shifting them inward. If you take the larger person and shift them towards the center of balance on the teeter-totter, it will actually decrease the weight on that side and bring it closer or more even to the smaller guy on the other side like me. It kind of looks like this. You see, weight and distance work together to maximize energy. If you decrease the distance between the person on the teeter-totter and the center of balance on the teeter-totter, you're giving that person less energy. But if you're increasing the distance between the person on the end of the teeter-totter and the center of balance, you're creating a lever which maximizes more energy. So there you go. Your question really comes down to an answer that can be answered with balance. Balance is important. You want to get that inversion table to work right? Find the right balance, mathematically or physically or whatever. If you want to get a teeter-totter to work right, find the right balance. There's no secret here. Life is the same way. You want to keep your life in balance. This school year, as you guys get started, you're going to be balancing schoolwork and sports and social life and family activities, all while trying to take care of yourself, like do fun things and sleep, of course, and eat in a healthy way. These things are all kind of balanced on the teeter-totter of life, and my advice to you is try not to put too much mass on one side of the teeter-totter. Try to spread it evenly so you can go through life in a nice, balanced manner. For those of you I had last year, I'm really going to miss you guys. Good luck in high school. For those of you guys I'm going to have this year, I can't wait to meet you. This is going to be a fantastic school year. Let's make it a positive one, folks. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Okay, low battery. It said low battery. Okay, but the point is, we hope you're having a good summer. And we were thinking about science at 2 a.m. Bye.
You must have done a really good job.
Yep.